this is kind of what we're going for. Is this kind of where we play with squares and rectangles, triangles, and circles. And if you project something like this, obviously you'll do your own shapes and colors and stuff like that. That would be just one part of what you could do along this line of projecting things that help your light and sound installation. All right, let's start new. Let me make sure I save this. Let's go new project. Okay, and I like to start with workspace, all panels, and so again, I'm in After Effects. I'm in window, workspace, all panels. We're mostly going to be working with animation, but I think right now let's just start with all panels. That way everything is there for you. The first thing we're going to do is hit Command K, and Command K will bring up the different dimensions, and the dimensions with your width is 1920 and 1080 and lock aspect ratio, and that is basically what it comes with. I kind of like playing with 30 frame rate, so I'm gonna change that, but 24 will work. And we're not gonna do a 10. I would say let's just for now do 5 seconds rather than 10 seconds. Just keep it short. So I'm changing that. So I've changed preset custom's fine. I'll do I'll just stay with custom for now. Let's not worry about that. And then square pixels, full resolutions, that's fine unless your computer is in rough shape and doesn't have a lot of memory. You can do half and render in full. So the background color is important because remember we are playing with light, so you want a lighter background, and I've been really into kind of an orangish, so I'm just going to go for that and play with that. And that gives a room kind of a bright, but also kind of a almost on the verge of warming. So it's called medium orange. That's my background color, and that's how I'm going to start everything. This is the timeline. This is the window where everything happens. We're not going to mess with bringing in files too much right now. We're going to create our own shapes. And we start with that by, let's see, we're going to start with a rectangle animation. Now, we go over to these tools right here, and I'm going to the rectangle tool. Fill is fine. No, I'm going to say no fill, and I'm going to work with the stroke. So this time, I'm going to double click or left click on fill and say no fill, but I do want a stroke, and how about let's just do an orange or a deeper orange color as our stroke, and 8 is perfect. 8 pixels is perfect. You can play around with the pixels here. You can put more, but I'm gonna start with 8. So we're gonna start with the first, and you can make it kind of any shape you want. I mean, any size you want, but I'm gonna just do like a medium, smallish size, and you can hit Shift if you want it, a perfect square. I'm just gonna do like this rectangle, and I think this is good enough. Okay. Now notice that shape layer 1 has started, and that automatically comes down here in your After Effects timeline, and which is great. That means you've done something successful. And let's see, hold on. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Stroke, sometimes you can have different options, and I want solid color. You can get like gradient and radial gradient and stuff like that there. So I did put solid color because I'm just going to keep it a solid color. Now let's see. Let's start by highlighting. When you play around with your shape layers, you have to highlight it. And when you stop, don't forget to click away off of it, because you could start doing stuff to that shape layer that you don't want to. But we want to highlight it, and we want to play around with it. So I'm going to add a trim path. And so again, let's click off. I hit shape layer. This pops up. This add little button and this little area pops up. And I'm going to go trim paths. And I'm going to make a little fun little effect. I'm going to hit this little stopwatch. That means you've created a keyframe which begins the animation. I'm going to bring this up to 100%. And that means it's 100% trimmed. All right, that's the start. All right, and then I'm going to go over to here, which is around a second, because it's 30 frames per second. So this is the first 30 frames per second. Then I'm going to make this 0%. I've already gone way too far before I save, so I gotta save this, and I'm just gonna say simple shapes animation, and I'm on my second run of this. Okay, all you gotta do is make sure, and it works. If you want to see it without the little dots around it, then you simply you can click away from, right? Click away from, hold on. Yeah, there you go. Click away from it. Make sure that this is not highlighted, and you can see that that has worked. Okay. And that has worked, and that is complete. Right around there. Cool. And what we're going to do is, right when it's about, has this little point right there, we're going to duplicate this, right? So I'm going to hit duplicate. I'm going to add right about here. I'm going to hit end, and then let's see. I'm going to do 0%. Let's see what that works. I'm not sure if it's going to look any good, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of cool. All right. Kind of like snakes around. Let's do this. How about we do this? We hit this as 0. And this as 100%. Let's see what that looks like. Just you play around with stuff, and it's cool. Oh, I like that much better. Okay. An interesting way of making sure things kind of ease in, more animated and smoother, is you shift and click on all of the keyframes created, right? And then you kind of like control click and go to keyframe assistance, and you hit easy ease and see what it looks like. Oh, I like that a lot. That's cool. I copy and paste, copy, paste, and move it over. There you go. Okay, there's a few of them. Because what you're doing is for some reason, and I don't know why completely, the anchor point is way over here. So I'm copying, pasting, so there's a few of these around. I feel like I want one more on this side. No. you play around with it as you see fit. Okay. And yeah, it would be cool to I'm being a little too particular, which I shouldn't be. Okay, that's good enough. So, but we don't want it all to happen at the same time, you know, when they're popping and open like that. So we wanted, not only do we want a variety of a copy and pasting, you can go down below here and play with, you know, when it happens. Actually, I want that to be the first one. And this can pop here and just move this around. And so it happens at various times in the timeline and pops up. Let's make sure that we have a little bit more variety. Ooh, okay. Yeah, let's bring in variety in. Okay. So they'll all pop up at different times. Let's try this. Okay, I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay. With that said, I do want to keep things a bit organized. In order to kind of organize them, I want to hit Control and then, oh, you go to Layer and then you go to Pre-compose, and you want to kind of name it correctly. So I'm going to say rectangle pre-comp. Rectangle pre-comp. And that way they all kind of combine together and they're right here. Ooh, that did not turn orange. That's what I do. Okay. All right, now we're going to do something with, yeah, I like that a lot. Now we're going to do something with a circle. When you go to next shape, make sure that nothing is highlighted. Okay, so you click off of there. And the next shape I'm going to do is a circle, and I'm going to go, and it's going to be the ellipse tool. And I'm going to hit Shift because I kind of want a perfect circle, because otherwise it's going to be all ovally. So I'm going to do right here, and I actually don't want, this time I don't want to, I want to fill. I'm going to go for blue. Okay, and then I'm going to go for no stroke, right? Okay. And that feels like a good size to start with. Is that right? Okay. Start again. So we get to scale. You have to hit, in order for to make this animate, you have to hit the the little time piece, and that will start it. So I hit that scale, and that begins the keyframe, and now it's 0%, and I go to 1, and then I want this to be 100%. Starting your animation, so it's kind of like, go again down to 0. And then go up to 100% again. Okay. And that's kind of getting in the way of that, so I'm actually going to move that. Can I shift that around? Bring it. Save per usual. Ease in, ease out all of them so it looks smoother. I'm clicking them all. I do Control and I go keyframe assistance and I just say easy, easy, ease. Okay. Let's do this. Hold on. Click away from it and just want to make sure that like a little heartbeat. Okay. Now let's copy and paste them and put them everywhere. Copy. I'm just going to go Control V. That work? Okay, cool. Control V. Control V. That over here. So I'm gonna mess around with when they start. So number 2, I'm gonna move you a little bit. Number 3, I'm gonna move you over a little bit. Number 4, shape over. And then maybe 7 over further. Move that one in. Bring this in. I'll just play around with it, and then shape layer 1 I want to leave because that's the original one. Play around again. Play around with it. So there's variety. Okay. Save. Totally fine. Okay. Let us now save again, and this can also be organized. And we're going to go to Layer, Pre-compose. I would say call this the circle pre-comp. Okay. Now let's do a triangle. It can be the next thing we do, and a triangle is interesting because it is called a polygon tool. Okay, that I start in the left. Why don't I start over here? Let me see. Hold on. Let's get where there's a lot populated. I mean, they'll go in and out, but I want a nice little area where I can kind of play. And I want you to be purple, maybe. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. I want you to be purple, and I want you to have 3 points. So at polystar path, I want you to be a triangle. Right, so I want 3. Clicked in, and there it is. There's a triangle. All right. And then again, I want you to pop in and out and in and out. Transform. Okay. To 0. All right, so I want that to be 0. Just another, and then I hit scale, obviously. And I want that to be 100% by there. And then I want to do back down to 0%. And then I want to do 100% again. Okay. Now with everything I do, maybe what I'll do is I can spread it out. Let's do this. We first keyframe easy ease. Let's say I'm not happy with that and I want to spread it out further. So let's click away. Let's bring this so we don't. And you can actually move this over, and you can move this over, and then you can move this over, and things like that. So let's see how that looks. All right. And the other thing I wouldn't mind is if it somehow, and you can play with this, if it spun around. So let's do rotation 1, no, 1, and like something like that. Oh shoot, you gotta, okay. Start there and then go to, and it starts over here. Let's take it and rotate it totally differently. And then even more here. Just kind of moves it. Maybe I actually want it to right here. Let's rotate backwards or something. I don't know. Okay, let's see. I don't know. It's a little funky. Cool. I think it's cool. Actually, and I kind of want it to disappear. Is that right? Let's just do that. Let's disappear it again. And then here, let's do 0. Scale, 0 again. Okay. Hit, copy, paste, bring over. Let's do a new kind of circle. Layer, pre-compose, triangle, pre-comp. Oops. Comp. Okay, okay. This is definitely needs a purple. And this needs a blue. Why didn't this stay? Oh, I see. You need this unlocked. Remember I put it... Okay, there. Okay. I want to do maybe a red circle, and I will show you. This is kind of a tricky... first of all, let's lock all of these. Start again with Eclipse tool. I want to do red. Okay. And I'm going to do shift. Maybe this is a little bit bigger. Okay. And how I want to do with this is have like kind of like it disappear. Yeah, I'm going to do 0. I'm going to do the same with it where it's 0 to 0 to 100% bigger. Oops. And then do it even bigger this time. 110. 15. And then let's keep it, let's have it change out again. No, let's actually have it change out here. Okay, 0. Okay. All right, we got that. Now, ellipse 1, I want to duplicate. Let's do this. Duplicate this. Make sure that it's hit U to bring up the keyframes. See, and I need to, on this one, right? I want to pull over so it's just a few frames off. I want to open the contents up, right? And we want to add merge paths. Right? And then we want to go to mode and we want to say subtract. Okay, and see what happens. So it goes kind of wacky. Okay. Wacky is good. Yeah, I like that. Let's see. Okay, there you go. We could do more of it for sure. And let's do that. Okay. Save again just to clean it up. I'm going to do this shift layer pre-comp, and I'm going to say this is a phasing circle. Phasing circle pre-comp. And let's just save it all. Watch it go. I like it. All right, you know, you can tweak it as much as you want.